Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lea and I really like to knit. This video will be the first part of a little series where I want to remake a few things that I've knitted over the years and for different reasons want to remake them. The first project is actually a scarf. You've read the title, you know that we are reknitting the Berlin scarf by Susanne Müller. This is my lovely Berlin scarf that I knitted almost a year ago and I wore it so much over the last autumn and winter and I really love this one. So why do I want to reknit this? Well, because of this. This is my new hat and my only hat at the current moment and the colors didn't really go well together. I know this is a really silly reason and I'm still gonna wear my scarf when I'm not wearing my hat, but I really want to wear my hat with a scarf that actually goes well together. So we're reknitting this. We're also going to reknit this a bit wider and a bit longer. Yesterday I looked up at my Ravelry project page for my first Berlin scarf and I saw that I only knitted this in around 2 weeks and I'm very excited to see how long this will take me. Let me show you what yarn we're using. If you've watched my Esther sweater project vlog, you probably saw this yarn already, and if you've not, I'll show it to you now. We are reknitting my lovely Berlin scarf with this beautiful green borsted alpaca yarn from Sandnesgarn, which is, like the name suggests, brushed alpaca. It's 96% alpaca and 4% nylon, and in this very lovely green, these two colors will work really well together. The color is the number 9873 and I bought this yarn in Norway, in Farsund, which is in the south of Norway, in a small little yarn shop, which was quite lovely. And I bought 7 balls of yarn. I believe the pattern and a few Ravelry project pages recommended 6, but I'm always scared that I don't have enough yarn, so I bought 7. And of course, I already started this project. The pattern calls for 7mm needles, and at first I thought I'll do a gauge swatch, but then I thought a bit longer and asked myself, why should I do that? It's a scarf. This is the exact same yarn that the pattern recommends and 7mm needles, so I don't really need to do a gauge swatch. And I think I did the right choice. It's just a scarf, you don't really need to do a gauge swatch with it. Like I said, yesterday I already started, so let me show you my progress. I couldn't sit any longer on the floor, so we're now back at my usual spot, at my computer. I started not even 24 hours ago and I already have this much. Look at this fuzzy texture, it's so lightweight. It's a bit weird, but I really like this. This will be a very lovely scarf and you probably wonder, why does she have a stitch marker over here? Well, I thought I can track my daily progress. So I started yesterday here and this morning, before I started knitting, I placed a stitch marker to see how much I knit every day. And this is my progress for today so far. I have this cute tape measure from Hobie. I bought this some time ago. It's slowly dying. Here it's only held together by some tape. It doesn't really work that well anymore. Sadly, I really like this one. How long is the scarf already? Ooh. Ooh. We already have around 21 centimeters. So now I have to knit 160 centimeters more. So this means that you have to watch me knit, stocking it in the round for 160 more centimeters. This will be exciting, right? This scarf is already way wider than my old scarf, is it? Oh yes, totally. My new scarf will be 6.5 centimeters wider than my old Berlin scarf. Oh, it's getting a bit warm. I told myself that I can only start the scarf once my Esther sweater is finished, but I ran out of yarn and I ordered a bit more yarn for a few different projects, also for this little reknitting series. And I'm currently waiting on that, so the perfect reason to start a new project. And We all love this little dopamine rush when you cast on a new project and you're so motivated, and I'm really motivated. But ask me in a week and I'll tell you that I'm sick of knitting in the round. I'm currently wearing my lovely little crystal sweater that I made in the beginning of the year, and every time I'm wearing it, I'm thinking of adjusting a few things. I love the sweater, but I should have knitted the sleeves a little bit longer, maybe around 3 or 4 centimeters, and also the body. And I still have a bit of white yarn left, so maybe I'll do that in this video. So this was my little intro, and now I'll go back to knitting in the round. Still my first ball of yarn, and we'll see how much more I can knit today. Hi, let's do a little update for my very long tube that I'm currently knitting. This is how much I've done so far. I'm currently on my second ball of yarn. And after I did this huge section, I actually stopped knitting the Berlin scarf for almost a week. I casted on a sweater. Oh. You didn't saw that. I casted on a colorwork sweater, and yeah, that got all my attention the last few days. I actually sat down in the living room yesterday and wanted to watch a few horror movies, and I started knitting, and after a few rounds, I got a bit tired. And then I switched to my colorwork sweater, what can I say? But today, so far, I've got a few rounds in. Very nice. And like I said, yesterday I finished my first ball of yarn. This is the second one. And this is overall my progress. I'm really liking the fabric. It's very soft and fuzzy. This will be such an amazing scarf. In 1.5 weeks is Halloween, and I'm meeting up with 2 friends of mine and we watch a few horror movies. We started this little tradition, I think 2 years ago or something like that. And I really want to bring my Berlin scarf with me to knit on it. I know that I won't finish it by then, so that I can easily bring it with me. If I should potentially finish it by then, I won't. I can cast on a sock project or something like that, because I can't bring with me my colorwork sweater. It's just too complicated to take with me. I'm really liking this. But like I said, it's really just a very long tube. Let me measure this for you so that we both know how much I've knitted so far. It's a bit tricky to measure on the bottom where it curls up, but I'm currently at 37.5 centimeters. So I have quite a few more centimeters to go. I'm planning on knitting a bit more today. Maybe go back to the living room and watch another horror movie, something like that. Get a bit more done. But before I do that, let's change places. So, like I already said in the intro, I have this very cool sweater, the little crystal sweater, which I knitted this year. It's not that long ago. I believe it was the first sweater I did this year, and my first colorwork sweater. And I'm really loving this sweater, don't get me wrong, but it's finally time for me to fix the little problems that I have with it. So this will be some kind of side quest for me in this video, to finally fix the 2 problems that I have with it. The first problem is that I want the sleeves to be longer, and the second problem, it's actually the exact same problem, I want the body to be a bit longer. That's everything. I'm not even sure why I put it on the mannequin instead of wearing it, but it doesn't matter. I have to try it on and measure how much longer I want to have it. I think I wanted the sleeves to be around 5 centimeters longer, and I have to do the exact same thing for the ribbing at the bottom of the body. Do I still have some of the yarn? I believe so. I knitted the sweater with some Gründe Classico wool. This is 50% merino, 50% acrylic. And I believe it's the same color. The thing is that the white of this color is a bit greenish from the dye of the green wool. You'll definitely see the new yarn, but I really don't mind as long as the sweater's a bit longer, and with time this yarn will be also a bit dyed from the green yarn, probably. So this is my little quest for this video. I'm thinking of trying this now on and measure how much longer I want to have it. Be right back. The thing is, I'm wearing high-waisted jeans and it looks alright with that. And the sleeve itself seems also to be alright, but when I'm holding it like this, I want the sleeve to get to around here. So from what I'm seeing now, around 3 centimeters more is what I need. And with the bottom, how much longer do I want this? Now I'm questioning everything. For the body, I thought I wanted the body to be longer, but I think I'll keep it for now like that, but I'll definitely do these sleeves. They need to be a bit longer for me to feel a bit more comfortable in the sweater. I have my trusty pink measuring tape. Like I said, 3 centimeters should be good. It's a bit tricky to do this on your own. 5 could also be good. Fuck, what am I doing? How about 4? 3 is too short probably, 5 is probably too long. 4 centimeters. I get myself a little snack now and then I just start. It's the easiest way for me to get things done. Just start. I really like reading, and one of my favorite authors was Stephen King. I haven't read any of his books in the last few years, but I really liked the work that I've read from him. And my favorite book from his is the book It, the one with Pennywise the clown. And this was actually not my first, but I think the second book I've ever read from him. I remember that back then in my local library I borrowed the book, and it's over 1,000 pages long. And I borrowed this book at the beginning of summer holiday back in school, all those years ago. And I couldn't finish it in time, and I had to, because it was such a big book. And I remember reading this when my family went camping in Croatia, and I took this book with me, and I have very dear memories of it, and I already reread it a few times since then. And all I wanted to say is that that yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure, I found out that there's a new TV show released which plays... There's a new TV show released which plays in the It Derry Stephen King universe, and I really want to watch it. And the first episode was just released. So, what does this mean? I'll take my Berlin scarf with me into the living room and I'll watch the first episode. I'm really hoping that this will be good. The few Stephen King adaptations, I have mixed feelings about them. But maybe this one will be good. So fingers crossed that the first episode will be good. And maybe I have a new show to watch weekly. Yeah. Little update on the Berlin scarf while we're talking, why not? I'm not exactly sure when we last talked, at which marker. bit. This is how long the Berlin scarf is at the moment. This is how much I've knitted so far today, yesterday, and so on. This was a very successful day. I'll measure this for you so that we can see how long the scarf is. We are currently at 77 centimeters. So few more centimeters to go here and there. Then we're at 90 and then we have already half of the scarf. This is a very nice width. This will be awesome. Really enjoying this. I'm on my third ball of yarn. I winded this up because I hope that this will be a bit easier to handle the yarn. It doesn't make that big of a difference, but why not? It's nice. Any more things I wanted to tell you? No. I just want to watch the show now. Oh, the show is, by the way, called It, Welcome to Derry. Derry is the town where the book It plays in. I'm hyped, so let's watch it. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Hi! Outside my windows is currently a fair, and they are playing music and are very loud. I hope you don't hear it as much as I think you will. Maybe now it's better. I put on the noise cancelling setting on my microphone. I'm not sure if it works. We'll see. It's been around 1.5, maybe 2 weeks since I've worked on my Berlin scarf, because I was knitting on my other project, which I felt a bit more. It's a sweater project, and I just finished the body and did some blocking for the color work to flatten out and so that I can see how much it grows. And well, it's way too big now, way too big. I have to figure something out. Not in the best mood today, not gonna lie. Everything is alright. I'm just a bit meh today, but everything's fine. Like I said, today is the first day after some time that I'm actually working on my Berlin scarf. I did some knitting so far, and I just measured the scarf and it's already at 110 centimeters. If we both recount correctly, recount? You know what I mean. The scarf should be around 180 centimeters until I can do the fringes. So only 70 centimeters to go. This is my now only project currently on needles. I take today and maybe tomorrow to just only work on the Berlin scarf. And yeah, yesterday was actually the grayscale concert, for which I knitted the heart sweater, which was also a project blocks a few weeks ago, months. I'm not sure when I'm uploading this video. Yeah, the concert was very, very cool. I had a fantastic time. It was in a very small location, just good vibes. I had a fantastic time. I danced and sang and really cool. I also got some actual merch. I got myself a t-shirt, which I maybe show you later. It's currently in the washing machine. Maybe I'm feeling a bit down today because of the post-concert vibes. I'll now just stop talking and go back to knitting. But the sun is shining today, which is nice. In the morning it was really misty, Silent Hill vibes. Also, last night when I was driving back from the concert, it was so misty. I couldn't barely see anything. I had to drive very, very slow. Thank you. Goodbye. It is getting so cold, so finally time to finish the scarf. And I just reached the 180 centimeter mark. So now it's finally time for the fringes, and then the scarf is done. I have to do the fringes here and here, have to undo the provisional cast on. It should be done really fast. And after that, I'll block it. The pattern says that the scarf will grow around 20 more centimeters. So the length should be over 2 meters. How about I try this on?
Oh, yes. Oh, this is perfect.
This is so comfy. Oh, wow. I look a bit silly, I know. But with the blocking and the fringes, oh, this will be perfect. I'm so excited. I'm so motivated to finally get this done. And then I want to take a long walk, hopefully not in the rain, and wear the scarf. So now back to my desk, and I'm starting with the fringes. Yeah. I'm sorry for all the noise. I have a few needles on my desk and they're moving around. I just did the 2 setup rounds for the fringes, and I was a tiny little bit confused how to start, even though I knitted this scarf last year. But after reading it again, I understood. And I thought I'd just tell you what I did, so maybe you are confused. Who knows? I already have my first fringe on my 6mm needles. These here are my 7mm needles. And you basically just have to use your 6mm needles and work the first 6 stitches as the pattern says, but you have to work the first 3 stitches on both needles. You probably got it. I just wanted to help if anyone was a little bit confused as I was at first. Yeah, you just start the first row 1 with the first needle, which is in front of you. The yarn should be in the back, so you have this is the front. I'm so sorry. This is the worst tutorial ever. This is the needle in the back, this is the needle in the front, and your working yarn is on the first stitch on the needle in the back, and you start with the first stitch on the needle in the front and just do row 1 for the first 3 or 6 stitches, 3 on each needle. And then you have 6 stitches on your 6mm needles. Yeah, that was way more complicated than it should be, what I tried to tell you. But I'm doing my best. Maybe this was for absolutely nothing and you will just sit there and be like, duh, of course, sorry. But yeah, I have the first 6 stitches on the needle and now I can start my first fringe and then do the rest. I'm fresh out of my remote job. It sounds as if I was fired. I logged out of my remote job for the day. That was what I wanted to tell. And I can now knit a little bit, have a cup of coffee maybe. As if it's not the same for me every day. I log off, eat my lunch and have a coffee. And I also will play in exactly 1 hour, 1 or 2, hopefully more than 2 rounds of Fortnite with 2 of my friends. You probably guessed this already, but this is some kind of little tradition that we have for a few years now, where we all play a few rounds of Fortnite together in our lunch break. It's really fun. I like it. Back for me to my first fringe. Yesterday evening I finished the first set of fringes. So the first half of the fringes are done. I fucked up a little bit. They all have quite different lengths. I started with the first one, which this looks funny. Started with the first one, which is 18 centimeters, and then I thought I can just hold it against the other fringes and all will perfectly have 18 centimeter lengths. Well, no, of course they of course every fringe went a bit shorter. Yeah, But I had the exact same problem with my first bullet scarf. I remember that. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I could have paid a little more attention. I know that. That I'll just block them to possibly, hopefully, the right length, and it will be good enough. I really don't mind. I still have all the stitch markers on the scarf for every day that I knitted on it. I also started a new show yesterday, which is called The Beast in Me. It's also some kind of thriller show. I'm really into thrillers. Yeah, I'm excited to watch it a bit more. Until in a few hours I have to leave to do some grocery shopping. Yay! Alrighty, thoughts and prayers that I can finish my scarf today and maybe block it tomorrow. That would be cool. I have to leave in around 2 hours, so I have a bit more time. Let's see how many fringes I can do in under 2 hours. It's been 1.5 hours later and I did 2 fringes. I forgot that I had to weave in the ends on the inside that I have. Don't forget that. If you start with the fringes on the second side, you won't get in and weave in the ends. I'm glad the pattern reminded me of that. And then, of course, I had to undo the provisional bind off, the crochet chain that I did. That was quite easy, but also took a bit of time. Then had to do the setup round where you knit 3, bind off 2, knit 2, bind off. You know, yeah, this took a little bit of time. What I really like to do with the yarn that is left from the cast on is to sew shut the little gap that you have between the fringes. I'm not quite sure if the pattern says anything about that, but I just did that yesterday. This looks so cool. I really want to get this done. It's so cold outside. It's freezing, actually. I still have to do the whole blocking part. This will probably take a few days to dry. And I also have to see if I have enough blocking mats for this to lay out. It should be around 2 meters. I have, I believe, 9 blocking mats, but if it's longer than that, I just put on one end a towel and it should be fine. Yeah, really cute. And it's so soft and not itchy at all, at least for me. My boyfriend actually tried this on and he said that it was a bit itchy for him. I shouldn't handle the scarf like this. I don't want the needles to fall off. So I have to leave in a few minutes. I just wanted to give you a little quick update. I have 2 fringes. I have, I believe, 7 more to go. 9 fringes in total for each side, so 18. I have my ruler here with 18 centimeters so that I can always hold it on because I'm learning from my mistake. I'm learning. I'm a better person today than I was yesterday. Yeah, goodbye. I'm sorry for the not so great exposure of this clip. It's a bit dark. It's, what can I say? It's almost 5 p.m. in winter, so it's getting dark really soon. My Berlin scarf is finished. It's finished since a few days already, but I have to wait a few more days before I can film the reveal shots because I want to film them outside. I'm also wearing my little blanket with sleeves, which I really enjoy wearing. It's very comfy. And the reason I'm actually talking to you is because I have, oh, little spoiler for my upcoming project. I have 1 more ball of yarn left. A whole ball, almost. I took out maybe 20, 50 centimeters, I don't know. But it's basically untouched, basically. And I really want to knit some kind of accessories with it. So I thought, why not make 1 or maybe even 2 scrunchies? That's fun. I have a few patterns in my Ravelry library And I just checked, and I think I'll do the Soho scrunchie by Tori. It's just an idea that came into my mind, and I set up immediately the camera. I have no idea what needles I'll be using, what the gauge is, but I see quite a few information, so this is a little heads up. Maybe I give you a little check-in once I start. For today, I'll just check the pattern and maybe make a little gauge swatch if I have to. Oh no. Any gauge. Designed for any gauge. Okay. Cute. Okay. Yeah, this will be fun. Quick little project. I know that I will still have some yarn after that. I'm trying that and I probably come back to you tomorrow. Great angle, I know. You're currently leaning against my monitor and standing on my candle, which isn't on, of course. Silly me. It's like 5 minutes later since we last talked, and I already cast it on. I had a look at the pattern. You do a provisional cast on, just like the... Yep. I couldn't be bothered to pack out my little tripod, so we deal with what we have. You do a provisional cast on, just like the Berlin scarf, which is quite cool, and then you just knit in the round and stockin it until you reach a certain length. Put the elastic inside and then undo the provisional cast on with separate needles and sew them together with Kitchener stitch. Genius. This shouldn't take that long. What are my plans for this evening? You haven't asked. Well, let me tell you. We'll make myself some dinner in a little bit, and in a bit over an hour I'm playing a new game with a few of my friends. It's called Core Keeper. We've planned to play this for quite some time now, but we had to finish another game first, which we did 2 days ago. So new game, very exciting. I only wanted to tell you about the provisional cast on and a little bit about the pattern, and I'm already yapping for 7 minutes straight. So my little side quest continues. I now make a scrunchie so that I can wear it together with my Berlin scarf. I made a chain with a crochet hook for 60 stitches because the yarn I'm using is a bulky weight yarn and the pattern says 60 stitches, 5.5mm needles. If you use different yarn, you cast on a different number of stitches. It's all linked in the free pattern. If you're interested in this pattern, I've linked it in the description as usual. And let's see how long this will take me. I have to knit in the round until the piece measures 15 centimeters, so it should be done in the blink of an eye. The scrunchie is done. It didn't even take me 24 hours to make it. I already wore it yesterday evening for a bit, and I want to include this in the reveal shots for the scarf. In around an hour, a friend will visit me and we're probably going for a walk, and I want to wear my scarf. But I just realized that I still have all the stitch markers on it and I haven't really talked about it. So before I show you the finished result, why not take a little look at all the stitch markers and therefore the progress I did on a day-to-day basis. So I'll make this quick, I promise. So we started off quite strong. Here, this was a not so successful day, but oh, this was also a very good day. The stitch marker is but here you can see the stitch marker. This was also a very good day. This not so much, but progress is progress. I remember this. I took this project with me to the office and this is how much I've knitted during my lunch break. Cute. And the last one. Yeah, and the fringes took me 2 days. Let me count the stitch markers. All in all, this took me around 17 days, including the 2 days for the fringes. And all in all, I knitted the scarf. Let me go to my Ravelry project page. Like I told you in the intro, I knitted my first scarf in around 2 weeks, but I had 2 projects at the same time on the needles, so this wasn't my main focus. I started on the 12th of October and finished on November 22, so a bit over a month. I just took my time with it. So now that I've talked to you, I can remove all the stitch markers and finally wear this scarf outside. But before my friend comes over, how about a quick round of Fortnite with one of my friends? Lovely, lovely. It's the 1st of December, my plastic Christmas tree is up and my brilliant scarf is finished. I enjoyed this pattern very much. What I especially like about knitting the brilliant scarf was that I could knit it in the round and not flat, what I did with other scarves in the past. And the fringes were quite a cool detail. The yarn was a good choice. It's not itchy at all. It grew quite a lot. I'm not sure how long the scarf now is. I haven't measured it and I don't think I will. I wore it a few times already outside and it's a scarf. It does its job. It looks comfy. It is comfy, and what more can I wish for? So, a successful knitting project. Yeah. If you're interested in making the brilliant scarf as well, I have linked the Ravelry pattern store page in the description, as well as my Ravelry project page if you're interested in seeing my notes. If I have anything useful to say about it, I'm not sure. I don't think I have. That's probably it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And I really hope to see you in the next knitting vlog. Can't wait.